Welcome back, feature developers, and this is day 3 of your Git learning journey with Tech Inspire SL. And I'm so excited for today because we are going to do something really amazing. We're going to put your code on the internet for the whole world to see. By the end of this video, anyone anywhere in the world will be able to visit a website and see the code that you wrote. Really cool, right? So last we learned about how to save a snapshot of your code locally on your computer, and today we're going to take those snapshots and upload them to GitHub. So just think of Anomo as Google Drive, but specifically made for code. Okay, so before we start, make sure say we don't complete day 0, day 1, and also day 2, because without them you're not going to complete day 3 also. So first, let me explain something very important: the difference between local and remote repository. So now, local repository, this is what you have on your computer right now. So from day 2 we use git init, so like we turn a normal folder into a local repository. So these are things that we need to know about local repository. Only you they see them, only you they for work on them. Now inside your PC or your laptop, now they in there. And if your computer break or crash, there is no way for you to get your code sent back. Then the last one is that you can use regular git commit now your local repository. Then for remote repository, this is where um, we're going to create our new repo today. So like anyone in the world can see it. That is if you make it public. Then second, it will live on GitHub server. So think of as the cloud. Then again, even if your computer break, your code save, because you know actually based only on your computer, you already get a copy of at the cloud, just like Google Drive or OneDrive. Whenever you lost a picture, you can restore everything back. Here is a simple way: local repository, just think of as you private diary, where not only you the write there, not only you the see and people then outside no they actually see what you write inside that you private diary there. And for remote repository, just think of as a book we don't publish. So now you start for writing a diary, then you write a book and you publish them out there. So anyone can buy the book, anyone can read the content inside that particular book there. So now logo side the magic really they happen. And today we will learn about 5 new git commands. So the first one get for be git remote add origin. So this connects your local repository or your local folder to GitHub repository, so a repository within inside GitHub. So it's like building a bridge between your computer and GitHub server or the cloud. Then the second command is git remote -v. So this show you which GitHub repository your local folder connects to. So just select no more where you speed upload for check your actual location with it. You we go return the file path to your current location. So it's something similar to that. So whenever you use git remote -v, you actually they cross check whether you connect to the correct repository, or maybe you might don't miss. Then the next command will be git branch -m main. So this is big. Okay, this will also they make sure say you there on the main branch or master, where we already don't talk about say main or master depending on your version of gateway they use. So think of this as a way of organizing your code. There are sometimes we can write book. There are different books that we can write. Sometimes you can write a poem. Sometimes you can write just a story or whatever. So like you need for categorize and you need just mix everything. So if you pack on a shelf self or whatever a table, you get for put them in order. All poems then they do one side, all storytelling book they do one side. Then the next command is git push dash u origin. So this was also not a very big one. So this git command also they actually take all you local changes them and push on GitHub. So like this they make a copy of your folder or your entire work what you don't do, all you snapshot them, so you take them and you make a copy for you in GitHub. Then we get a similar one like this. So like we'll be use git log and also git log dash dash one line. So not all like the same thing they perform actually. I just bring up so now git push they actually they do the same thing with this git push dash origin. Yeah, but the difference is that you only use this one so on the first time where you set up your repository. So like this now it tell an answer, okay, you here for connect to the main branch or a particular shelf na your library or a particular table na your library. Just like when they send somebody say, hey, I don't publish this book, take go put on a so location. So it's the same thing. And the moment you don't send that person, they already know the location self where they will put all storytelling book. So you don't need for the tell and say, hey, take this book, go put on a storytelling book. The moment you hand give them the storytelling book, they know exactly. So yes, I forgot put on a so shelf or table. So now we can put everything in practice. So the first thing we go do, open your command, git bash. Then as usual, you can navigate to the particular folder with the user save your code or save your code personal or save your code private. So we can cd for me OneDrive and save. Yeah, so now we Day-2 folder will be work on last. So now instead we get for use, but I will explain why. So they sit inside Day-2, then ls, yeah, we get with previous content, then second.txt and also welcome.txt. So now we can use again git status and see everything clear, we're working 3 clean, nothing for commits, meaning like we're not getting any customer right now we will take pictures of. So we studio empty and okay. So now for the big thing, you need for open your browser and type in GitHub. Make sure say you remember your credentials, your username and password also. So after you don't type in GitHub, you have to click on the link. Make sure say you remember your password and email in case they ask you for login. So now you get options for create your first repository. Now GitHub, you can either click on this or also this plus sign, they give a drop down, then you choose new repository, or you can click on this green button new. So whatever you choose, they bring you a new page when you get for enter your new repository name. So we will call this Day-3 git practical or first git. So now for description you can enter something like my first git My first Git repository from Save Your Code Challenge. So now after you don't enter your repository name and also your description, make sure say your visibility be public. If you make them private, the next steps then will be very difficult to do. And also not only you the able for see just like you write a book, but a limit and to only few people that will go able access that book we don't publish. Then the other setting there is the left, and so for readme also make sure say they on, mean they off. Everything go look normal. So then after you done, you can click on create repository. Now in GitHub they create your repository, and after I don't create it, they give you some instruction. So now we get two instructions also. Okay, so after you create your repository, Git they give you this instruction also. You get one at the top and one at the bottom. So these are like for creating new repository on the command line, and this now for push an existing repository. When I like we already get an existing repository if we want to push on GitHub, so we can use this. But first, no, we come at this top here. So this quick setup if you have done this kind of thing before. So now you can copy this file. So mind you get HTTPS and SSH. This SSH, if you click on the whole setting will change and you will make it difficult again for move on with this video. So make sure say HTTPS always done. You can copy the code this file, so and this now you username will be used for create your GitHub account. So now we go back to the terminal. So what you get for enter, you need for enter your first command will be git remote add origin, git remote add origin. So now you can paste in your the URL where you've been copying. You can right click, then it is the option there, or you can hold Control Shift V for paste also at the terminal. Control V can work, but it can differ again from different terminal, or depending on how you set up your terminal. So now if you go on and hit enter, they return nothing, meaning we succeed. So now we need to confirm whether we don't connect to a local repository to a remote repository in our GitHub. So now we use the next command. When I git remote, git remote dash v. This dash v mean version, the version where like where would they use the URL. So if you go now and hit enter, now it return this one. So this URL also just similar to the one we will be copy the same stuff. Then you see fetch and push. This now just like normal, take and push, count and give. It's something like that, fetch and push. So now we don't confirm here, we don't connect to the right repository now GitHub. So for the big moment, we can use now git branch dash m main. So now if we hit enter, waiting to happen. Now look what happened. So before we use git init from the previous video, we notice here we normal folder we will make a local repository, or we get something we appear on the file path when at this one. So some na master, some na main. So we come here, so we say git branch dash m main, meaning we want for make sure say yes, just like Kabi explained, if they give somebody the book, therefore tell and say and this table here so, or this shelf here so, our Lego puts that book there. So now the same thing we don't do. So now every code will be the same. So just take this main so as a table or a container or a box, right? So this again will be in another box. this and main can perform the same thing, or almost like a default box way then can give for git. So in git or github we don't call them box, we actually they call them branch. So I just use them for demonstrate easy. So now we don't specify, say okay, anything we'll get for the push github inside this box here, so we want for the put that. Okay, so now we can go now for take all the way till we don't work on and push out. So if we ls, we know say we get second.txt and also welcome.txt. So now we can use the command now git push, and you see this flag them again dash u origin main. So now if you press enter, it will return a value or numbers and other things there. Make sure say you get correct internet. Yeah, after you run git push dash u origin main, it will return this for you, and we go show say yes, you don't succeed, you don't push everything like github. So now if we go on github, it will be like a surprise. So now if you refresh your browser and look what's in the happen next. We file and we begin our local repository now don't available on GitHub, so anyone can come in and collaborate. If now a project where you put on for collaborate, anyone can come in for look at your code and take part of your code and go use on your own code. So that a common thing at GitHub actually. So now we don't get to the second.txt and welcome.txt. Look, another amazing thing, the same commit message will be used also appear, also add welcome.txt file and add second.txt file. So if we go now and decide for open, yeah, we'll see what's in the open again. The same text will be put, will be create an with local repository, same thing there. So now you don't get a copy of your work na GitHub. So in order for worry again about broken laptop, so your laptop broke, you hope say yes, everything there on GitHub. And also this they give you a chance for work on different devices, so you don't need for the say okay, I need for deal with my own personal computer before I able for work on me changes there or work on the code and GitHub. You can use any laptop and log in, then you can just pull all the code and back it counts in that particular PC that you work on. So now practice the flow again, so we go get fresh. Now we can go on with terminal again. You can control L for clean the screen, then just before normal use echo, then put a text. We tell and say then put a particular string of text there inside a particular file. If it not exist, now for create and inputter. If it exists, look for an inputter. So we're gonna use the command echo. Mind you, always start with an open double quote and also end with a double quote. So we can add with text inside. So this is, or we could say this file was created on day 3. Then now you can close them with you double quote again. So I'll try and say put them inside the day3 dot txt, or we'll just say day3 update. Yeah, day3 update.txt. Mind you, I not use any space for connect all the different word or number, day, number 3 and also update. I use hyphen, or you can also use underscore, but always remember not use space, not use dot, not use single quotes per denting that, so because user will return an error for you back. So now we go and hit enter. We can ls, we don't get to new file with our day3 update. So we can use the previous commands for take a snapshot of her and also prepare for the snapshot when I git add and also git commit. So now yeah, we can go and use git add, specify the file we want to add on our day3. Mind you, you can use tab for autocomplete shortcut. Then you press enter. Yeah, you can see this error, this no, sorry, not error message, actually you can see this message here, so you can ignore, but there's a way again where you can stop her, where maybe in the bonus video I'll go explain how for do it. Then we don't prepare now for a snapshot. Now for can do the actual snapshot, we can use git commit dash when for commit message and enter. We very nice commit message we will go understand. So whenever we use git log or when new developers then join we code base, then we know yeah which we don't do for that particular file. So we can enter now. We commit message now like add day3 updates dot txt. Okay, I need for space this. So close them again with you double quote. Then from here now you can press enter. So they return this value again, meaning we succeed. So we don't take a snapshot of that. We can use Ctrl L for clear screen again. And now before when we use commit, we get for use we be use a long command when I've been git push dash u and origin main. Let me see again, sir. Okay. Okay. We'll be use this command here. So git push dash u origin main. This will the only do one for the first time we will set up or connect with local repository and we main repository, we remote repository. After we don't create that link there why we been use git remote add, then we use the URL where GitHub been given. So now we don't need for enter again that long command with then other flag then dash u. So the only thing we need for enter now git push. So if you press enter, yeah, it will return for you the output will go show yes you succeed. So just look at them back, the same thing. And if we go again on GitHub now, we can come again and refresh. We foresee we new file where we don't push when a day3 update, and if we open up we see the text we've been put inside it when this file was created on day3. So now this is beautiful. You can go now and practice. You can add different file, or if you already don't start for learn coding or write coding, you can go now and some of your cool project that we work on. So now they afraid again, say okay, if my computer break I go lose everything. So avoid go the backup then Google Drive or OneDrive, or we put then you memory stick or whatever drive you get. Say in case my laptop I still get a backup now my USB drive, that is not practicable or not a good thing for practice. So now you don't learn how for take you local changes them and push on a GitHub. You don't learn how for turn you local or your normal folder to a local repository. We don't learn how for bridge the gap or make a bridge between your computer and GitHub server. When we use we start to use git init, we use git remote. When all that stuff then hope this is helpful, and if you get any question you can ask Nadi. Cool.